Okay, so I am going to make a delicious food. And oh, is that a pimple? Nah, that don't look like a pimple. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna make a food, and today what I am going to cook is a simple and easy double cheeseburger. That's right, a double cheeseburger. So I'm gonna put that right there. All right, now the very first thing obviously I need is some meat. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that up out of the fridge. Any type of meat will do. Some people like to use, percentage of lean meat. I'm not really picky, so it really doesn't matter to me much. But I got the hamburger right here. I don't need oil because of this being 93% lean and 7% fat. So the hamburger will create its own grease, so I don't need that. So I'm good on the oil. I just need to make a patty. Now, some people like to make their patties very thick, which is totally fine, but it takes longer to cook, and you gotta, pay more attention to it as it is cooking. But me, I always go for the thin patties, especially since I'm going to be making a double cheeseburger. And so that's what I like to cook with. But you can also, people cook hamburgers all different ways. Like I said, some people like it thick, some people like them thin. Me, I'm a thin, simple guy. So I'm going to make my hamburgers thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hamburger here. I already washed my hands, so my hands are already clean. So I'm going to take some of this hamburger. I don't need a lot of hamburger, just enough, to where I can make a good, decent sized patty. Not a lot, just a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. Alright, now, here, let me try to move this phone so I can... Well, what if I went like this? I'm just curious. But so I can get that light up on the rack. But I do have this, so... What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up this curtain and bring some light in. Maybe, if it works. I don't know. There, now I got some light in here. And it's better because when I turn on the light, that light right there glares off of that, but it might still be better than, just having the light off like this. I don't know. Let me see real quick. Put my hamburger down real quick. The skillet. Okay, well, I think for the time being, I'm just going to have the light off. So anyway, I got a good size of hamburger meat right here. I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Probably a little bit more than that. You don't really need more than just like a ball full of hamburger meat, really. Again, it just depends how big you want your hamburger, how large you want it, and how big the patty's going to be. Some people like it thick. I'm going for thin. So I'm just going to put it in my hands right here. And I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to squish it down as thin as possible. And try to keep it round also at the same time. So I'm going to push my hands together. Smash the hamburger with my hand. I'm going to try to go around to make it a circle or a hamburger. Right there. Just pushing down in the middle. I'm pushing down around the edges to thin it out. Then right here I should have, which kind of looks like this. If I bring up my phone and get a better angle of it. Looks like this right here. So now that I have this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my, sorry about me moving the phone a lot. I gotta try to get a good angle on this stuff. So here's my, so I'm going to set this probably around, I have to clean that off, but I will. Probably put it on about, I don't know. Let's say you want to cook it low. I want to cook it real low so it can cook all the way through properly. So probably about 4 to 3. I think that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to take the hamburger I just made and I'm going to set it down in the pan. As so, put it down right there. Turn the camera around so you can see it. It's right there. I got a little piece of meat right there. So it's right there. As you can see, it's not the best circle shape, but you know, you just do the best you can with what you can. You know, so I need one more patty. I'm going to flip the camera back around. I'm going to set it down right here. And I'm going to grab more hamburger meat. As so. Hopefully this comes out good. Because see, every time when I turn the light on, this light right up here, but it might be better just for lighting purposes. But then you got the glare. I don't know if I can move my phone over, that glare won't be on there as much. Okay, I still think this is better if I just do it this way. So you can actually see me, and I'll just have to bring this up. So why that is literally clicking as I'm talking, so I need to shut up and stop talking and actually make my patty. So I'm going to squish down again. Try to push down through the middle. Through the rounds right there. Try to make it as circle as possible. Now that I got that, you see that? I can grab my phone. Hit. And I kind of just want to put the patty like off to the side. Like probably like right here. You can hear that sizzle. Now I got 2 big hamburgers right there cooking. You can see the seasoning, so they're definitely cooking. They're definitely warming up. I think I'm going to turn down the temperature just a little bit. I try to keep it between 4 and 3, or I'll just leave it at 3. You want it slow cooking, so that way it can cook through the entire hamburger on both sides. Now, what I like to do while that is cooking, I like to get my seasoning. Now, people use a lot of different seasoning on their hamburgers. Me, personally, I'll show you here in a minute, but a lot of people like to use different seasoning. I'm just a simple person. You know, I don't really need that much seasoning on it. Just enough to bring out the flavors and the onion taste on it. And if I can find what else I'm looking for here. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3. I will show those in a minute. Do I want any paprika? No, I don't think I want any paprika. I think I'm only going to be using 3 right now just for the purpose of this. Okay, now I'm going to set this back down. Again, I'm going to go, I have to put my meat up while the meat is cooking right now currently. So I want to cook that nice and slow so it can cook through all the way. Oh, I think I got something on my... Oh, no! What happened? Okay, I accidentally flipped the camera around, but no biggie. I got to put my meat back in the fridge. Okay, now, the seasonings that I'm using for my hamburger are going to be... Oh, here, let me, so I can show you how to sprinkle it on there. So, the very first thing I'm going to use is some black pepper. I like black pepper. It adds that little extra spice to the cheeseburgers, to the hamburgers. So that's why I like using ground pepper. It brings out that little, it gives it a little bit of spiciness. I'm not going to use too much. So while this is cooking, I'm going to use this and just sprinkle that all over the patty here. You know, if you want too much, it depends on how spicy you like. Now, as you can see, it's not spared on, so I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to smear around it to try to get the pepper, you know, flavor around the whole hamburger right there. And now, there's a better way of doing it. I'm going to do it on this one. Instead of just doing what I did, is taking your finger and smearing the pepper around. You just want to kind of just, dump this around and just go around in circles with the entire pan. I'm trying to get this in video too. Okay. So I'm just going to go around there. Now you can do it that way as well, but even then you still might want to take your finger and just kind of smear it. Okay, but you can move it around. Now, again, people use different types of seasoning, but these are the seasonings I like to use. A little pepper. And then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of seasoned salt. I use seasoned salt instead of regular salt because seasoned salt just has the extra flavors to it. So as soon as I get this open here, I can go ahead and pour that in. Now these hamburgers are cooking really nice and slow, which is exactly what I want. That way it can cook all the way through and on both sides. So I got my seasoning salt here, so I'm just going to gently pour some down on there. Just all the way around the sandwich. Not too much. You don't want it real salty. Some people really like the salt. I just mostly use it for flavor. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it to this one as well. Try to get it on camera. Okay. Now that that's done, I don't have any onion powder. In fact, I don't have any lettuce or tomato. So I'm going to just add... Oh, okay. I'm just going to add onion powder just for that onion taste, as if I would have onions, but I don't have any onions, so I'm definitely going to use this. If I had onions, I would not use this, but since I don't, I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I just want to do the same thing, just kind of just smear it on there all the way around. Make sure I cover the whole patty. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to do the same to this one. Okay, that's good. Now, I want to take my spatula, and what I want to do is I want to flip it to the other side, so that way the hamburger can cook on the other side, and also I can season the other side. So, I'm going to take this. Again, it's not going to stick. I don't need oil because this type of hamburger produces its own oil. Even though it is kind of sticking a little tiny bit, but not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this patty. Press down on it. So I can try to get it the skinny feel. Get this hamburger up. Flip this one. Boom. As so. Press this down. Because when you're cooking hamburgers, sometimes they'll bulge up. And since now that I have that down, basically what I'm going to do now is just rinse and repeat. Alright, so I'm just going to I'm going to flip it and add my pepper to the other side. And why I do this for is because these flavors are going to cook into the patty. And you're definitely going to be able to taste it when you take a bite into it. So, I'm going like this right now. Bam. That's good. I'm taking my little finger, rubbing the pepper. I do it because when the pepper comes out, it kind of just comes out in a straight line, even though I go around the hamburger patty. So I have to take my finger and just smear it around a little bit. That way it can cover every single ounce of the hamburger. Now, since I got my pepper, I'm going to use my seasoning salt. Again, I'm just doing the same thing I did to the other side. So I'm putting that around there. I'm going to do the same to this one. Again, as much salt as you like, but I don't really like it that salty. I just want the salt to bring out the flavors. The seasoned salt. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to put, that's right, some onion powder on this side as well. So there's the onion powder. Okay. Alright. Now it'll have the onion powder and seasoned salt, and the pepper will bring out the little spiciness if you like a little spicy on your hamburger. So right now I'm just letting this cook up. It's slowly cooking. I wanted it to slowly cook, that way it'll be completely done. Some people like their hamburgers raw. Some people like them medium rare. I like my hamburgers well done, and so that is what I'm going to go for. Well done hamburgers. And right now I'm just letting them cook. They're just cooking up. As you can see, look at all the seasoning down in there. All that seasoning is gonna cook with the hamburger. So all that seasoning is gonna go into the hamburger, which is why I cook it this way. Some people season it when their hamburger's done, not me. I like to season it while it's cooking because, again, all that seasoning is going to cook into the hamburger while it's cooking, and it's going to enhance the flavor. I'm going to turn this up. And right now I do have I know earlier I said normally I put it in between 4 and 3, but actually I had to turn it down because this oven really has high temperatures and the flame are really big. Here, let me show you if I can see the flame cooking on it. Yeah. So you see the flame. So if I go 3 to 4, you can see the flame getting a whole lot bigger, which means it will cook faster. And I don't want it to cook fast. I want it to cook really slow so those flavors can enhance with each other. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back down. But see, if I really turn it up, yeah. See, now that's really fast. I want it really slow. Just so all those flavors can combine into each other. Now, right there, they're just cooking currently. And how do you know if your hamburger's done? Cooked in the middle real properly. Well, what I like to do, I like to take the spatula and I'll make a little hole right here exactly in the dead middle. Because if the middle is not done, then obviously the other round parts are not going to be done either. So I'll just dig my spatula into there. And then what I'll do, I'll press down and see if there, hold on, let me try to get the hole. Okay, there we go. Press down and see if there's any blood coming out. Right now, it don't look like there's any blood. It just looks like there's juices, which is good. That lets me know that the hamburger is almost done on that side. And so I'll do the same on this hamburger to check to see if it's cooking all the way through like I like. When I flip it around, I'll do the same thing because not all the time it goes through like that. But as you can see, this hamburger's cooking on that side. So I guess I'll just let that cook for a little bit longer before I actually flip it. And while I flip it, I guess I'll just, I don't know, sing a song. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, and she ate it for dinner. All right, Mary ate her lamb. Okay, for dinner. All right, now I think this is really good time to flip. So I'm gonna flip back the camera around now. Here we go. And try to get this. It really usually don't take that long. I usually like to go maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes top, or sometimes you can just go ahead and wing it, which I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to wing it. I feel like the other side is done and I can always flip it back to the other side. But right now, this side that's up, it needs to cook into the hamburger. So right now, I'm just going to flip it and check the other side as I do this, and bam. Now, as you can see, right there, it's not a little bit burnt. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's not bad, you know. Now, what I can do, I've creased this so I can see from the other side if the patty is cooked all the way through the middle. So I'm going to push down. and see if there's any blood. If there's any blood coming up, that means your hamburger is not fully cooked all the way yet. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to this one. I'm going to flip this one over. As soon as I get a good grip on it, there we go. I'm going to flip it over as so. And you can see, I'm going to do that and check it, see if there's any blood coming out through the middle. There's no blood coming out in the middle, so that lets me know that the middle is cooking. So also I can assume from that the edges of the hamburger is also cooking. And all the flavor, all the seasoning that I put inside the hamburgers, already stated, that are fusing with the hamburger as it is cooking. So all those flavors are going to be mashed in with the hamburgers, which will eventually be cheeseburgers as soon as we get to that step. But for now, I'm going to let this cook on the other side. And while cooking, I guess I will just say my ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I said my ABCs, C's. Next time, won't you sing with me? Yay! Now see, when a lot of people get to X, Y, and Z, they say Y, N, Z. But it's actually just Y, Z, because there is no N in between Y and Z. Now, I used to say Y and Z, but then I got affirmed that I was saying it wrong. So now, anytime I say my alphabet, if I'm teaching my nephew or my niece or grandkids or whatever, I don't have grandkids because I ain't that old yet. But when I do have grandkids, I'm going to tell them, hey, don't say Y and Z. Just say Y, Z, because that is the proper way to do it. Now, while these are cooking, I'm going to go to the fridge, and what do you need on cheeseburgers? Obviously, it's cheese, right? Obviously. So, I have some cheese in here, and I'm going to get 2 slices. Close that. So, I got my 2 slices of cheese that I am going to be using for my cheeseburgers. Otherwise, they would just be hamburgers. And I don't want hamburger. I don't want a double hamburger. I want a double cheeseburger, okay? And normally I would just separate these things and just make them one cheeseburger each. But I decided, you know what? When in Rome, you might as well go for the double cheeseburgers, okay? So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. I'm giving these more time to cook. I think they're coming out pretty good right now. Yeah, especially on the other side. These are just about done as well. That's why when I cook these thin burgers, they get a lot done faster versus thick burgers. Thick burgers, you also gotta cook slow, but it's gonna take a little bit longer because they're thicker, which means that the heat has to get through all that meat, so all that meat can get cooked properly. But this is why I also like to cook it slow, because if I cook it fast, I feel like it's just going to cook my hamburger faster and not cook it real slow, where those flavors can get with the meat that I put on there. And so that way, when I cook it slow, those seasonings will grind into the meat, and you'll be able to taste it. So now there's what my hamburgers look like. I still have not flipped them. Now, when they get done on the other side, I am going to flip them on the other side. Then I will put the cheese on. I do not just want to put the cheese on that side. So I flipped that one. That one looks pretty good. Let's see. Now I'm going to go ahead and do one more check. I want to make sure these hamburgers are real well done. Like I said, I like well done. Some people like them raw or medium raw. Whatever the case may be, I'm going for well done. Now, I'm pretty sure they're well done. So now I gotta put the cheese on. I go with 1 slice of cheese for each hamburger. Some people like more cheese, so they may put like 2, 3, and they may not even put you know, I'm using American cheese. Some people like Kobe. Kobe's fine, but to me, a nice cheeseburger is gonna go nice with a piece of American cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Here, let me flip the. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open this. There. Now I'm going to flip the camera around. And I'm just going to lay the piece of cheese right there on top of the patty. Just as that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece of cheese. So, I'm going to open this. Use my teeth because I'm holding the phone with my hand. Alright, now I'm going to take the piece of cheese and I'm going to just set it down there. As so. You just want to lay it right on top. That way it covers the entire sandwich. Now, what I want to do while that is cooking, I'm going to try. I'm not going to try. I'm going to get something to cover the pan. That way it will melt the cheese a whole lot faster. If I can find a pan to cover this with, I should have one somewhere around here. Okay, I finally got one. So what I'm going to do, is pan, and I'm going to cover the top. That way that cheese all melted really nice. But I got to hurry up, be quick. Because that cheese will melt fast. So I have to try to hurry here. I have to get my bread. I have to hurry up. This process, I'm going to have to close that bread later. Alright. I got my plate with my bread. To spread my bread out like this. That way it'll be a whole lot easier just to put the patties on top of each other. So now I'm going to check this. I'm going to take this off. My cheese should be melted. Ah, man, that's really hot. So I'm going to have to use my spatula to get that up off there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's exactly what you want for your cheese to be melted. I can finally go ahead and turn off my stove. Turn off my oven. There. Now I can place these burgers right over here. Get a good scoop. You don't want to leave them on too long because they can burn and you do not want that burnt taste. There we go. I'm going to slightly put that onto my bread. Bam. Now I'm going to take this other patty. And since we're going for a double cheeseburger, I'm just going to put this right on top. Oh, look how massive that sandwich is going to be. Right on top. Right there. Bam. Right there. There's my double cheeseburger. I got the heat off. Now, my double cheeseburger, you can see, is missing something. It's completely now. Meaning, where are my toppings? Well, I don't have any lettuce because normally I would put lettuce on it. I don't have any tomatoes because normally I would put tomatoes on it. I don't have any onions, which is why I use the onion powder so it can have that taste of onions on it. But some people like mayonnaise. Some people like Miracle Whip. Some people only like ketchup. Some people only like mustard. Me, personally, I am a mustard and ketchup guy. That's what I like to eat on my cheeseburgers. They really good combo. So, I got my ketchup. I need to shake it up. Now I can open it with one hand. Possibly try to anyway. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do, some people like to put their ketchup directly on the cheeseburger, but I'm going to put it on this slice of bread, and then I'll just close the convertible, and it'll smear it right onto it. So I'm just going to use this. And some people like a lot of ketchup. Some people like some. I like just a decent amount, you know. I don't go too crazy. Just enough to where I can cover the sandwiches. I think that's good right there. Now I'm going to go put this right there. Now I'm going to put my mustard on it. Because again, I like mustard and ketchup on my sandwich. Okay. Now I'm just going to pour a little bit of mustard. Again, some people like a lot of mustard. Some people don't like a lot of mustard. I'm just an average guy. I think that is good right there. Look at that. That is good. So I close that. I can put that back later. Now for the fun part is when I get my creation together. What is that? That's just a piece of hamburger. Eat that. Okay. Now, this is my fun part. I put the convertible together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bun right here and just smear it in. Oh, yeah. Just rub it in right there. Give it a nice little spank. Look at that. And voila. There. Oh, wait. There is. Voila. Wait. I keep saying voila, but I'm not ready to hold it. Okay. Voila. There is my double cheeseburger with the ketchup and mustard coming out. I think I might have put too much ketchup and mustard, but that's totally fine because I like it. So it's not going to be that big of a problem. Like you see, it's right there and it's all goodness. Now, the only one thing left to do is, that's right, take a bite. Take a bite and try this bad fucking, gotta be careful. Okay, so I'm gonna put the camera down right here. Here is my sandwich. Right there, I'm gonna lift the convertible top, and you can see 2 patties, a double cheeseburger, minus the lettuce because I don't have it, so, you know, sometimes you gotta work with what you got. And so there's my sandwich. Ooh, yeah. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. Now, I'm going in for my first bite. And the seasoning should just pop in my mouth with flavor. Especially the pepper, which adds a little bit more heat and spice to it. So I'm going to pick this up. Okay. Alright, here is my bite of the double cheeseburger. Here I go. You can definitely taste the spices in the cheeseburgers. It tastes really, really good. I gotta go in for another bite here. My ketchup and mustard are spearing out on the side and going onto my plate. But that's fine because I'll just take my cheeseburger and I'll just smear it and mustard and ketchup, and then I'll go in for a second bite. That is really good. As you can see, the patties are both cooked perfectly. Well done. Just how I like it. If you follow these steps, you can make yourself a mean cheeseburger. And that's it, guys. A perfect double cheeseburger. So good. So delicious. I think I'm going to end the video there. Follow the steps if you can. If not, just make your own double cheeseburger. Double cheeseburgers are really nice to eat and to have. And I think that's just about it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my double cheeseburger. Thank you so much for watching. And goodbye. One more bite for the road. Better than McDonald's. Ba 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 ba. I'm loving it. Yeah. Bye.